It is being called the civil trial of the century. Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. A celebrity case is like a Pandora's box. You never know what comes out of it. Saucy gossip, scandals, and closely guarded secrets. This one in particular has taken over social media. Actor Johnny Depp is currently seeking $50 million from his former wife, Amber Heard. Depp is claiming defamation for a 2018 Washington Post op-ed in which Heard described herself as a survivor of domestic abuse. But the problem is not the defamation trial itself. It is about how public the trial is. For some, the biggest observation from the trial was how mutually abusive the relationship was. But the internet is clearly on the side of only one. Team Johnny Depp has been trending all over social media. Endless clips of the trial are on social media. People are lip-syncing over testimonies. Some are swooning over the lawyers involved, and others are making TikToks over allegations of abuse. In some, Amber Heard was projected as hysterical. In others, the public demeanor and the clothes were scrutinized. The worst part was the memification of the whole trial, as it is being called. This is a complicated trial involving abuse and domestic violence. To reduce it to just memes shows how this trial has been turned into a soap opera of sorts. The fact that the trial is broadcast live means that everyone is tuning into the mudslinging. There are even numbers to support it. The trial garnered more attention online than most issues in America, including the leaked abortion rights Supreme Court draft and the war in Ukraine. On the internet, more eyeballs were focused on tracking the trial. On a per-article basis, the trial has dwarfed all other major topics in the news. There are live updates, live threads, and entertainment outlets are treating it like the biggest event in the world. The trial is no doubt a complicated one. It has been going on for days, but what's been trending on social media are 60-second snippets, segments that have been taken out of context. They do not convey the full context in which a statement has been made. Instead, what they do is turn it into a source of likes and retweets. This, even as the jury is still deliberating and the final verdict is pending. Courtroom dramas have always been a staple of American media. The ones involving celebrities are even more popular, but this one stands out. It is the first major trial to go viral in the TikTok era. Currently, this has become a trial by social media, even if the evidence does not match the memes. And with us on the broadcast this minute is Ben Grinspan from New York. He is the Director of Cultural Strategy at Sparks and Honey, which is a cultural intelligence consultancy. Ben, good to have you with us. I want to begin by asking you for your reaction on the way this has become a trial by social media and what this tells us.
Thank you for having me on. Yeah, I mean, look, everything in your lead up was right. This is sort of the first viral trial of the TikTok era, although it's worth noting that a lot of the content and a lot of the ideas behind here are not just localized to one platform. It can actually be seen all over the internet. And, you know, I'll start by, I think, talking a little bit about the context in which we're processing this. Obviously, you know, we have been through a pandemic. There is war in Ukraine, supply chain crises, you know, massive heat waves in India, and certainly lots of, you know, politics here in the US. And I do think in some ways audiences are looking for a news story that can captivate them that isn't necessarily quite so personal for them. And of course, the big issue there is that this, you know, while it may not be personal to them, they may simply know and love the movie stars or hate the movie stars involved. It's really quite personal to Johnny Depp and to Amber Heard. And I don't think it's unfair to suggest that this particular trial may, you know, end at least one or both of their careers, regardless of what the outcome is. And I'll start with a quick fact here that I think is really fascinating. When we look at one of the top trending hashtags on TikTok, so the ability to search for information, we find out that for the top one for Amber Heard has just over 4 million likes. That's not nothing. The top one for Johnny Depp has 8 billion likes as of this week. So that says two things to me. That says there is an enormous amount of content and interest out there, and that content, just as you were saying earlier, is really driving the cultural narrative for Johnny Depp and against Amber Heard. And to me, this raises big questions about what the platforms ought to do about this.
Right. What is your assessment of the social media algorithm at play here? And in certain cases, bots have been also working their way. For example, in that petition to have Amber Heard removed from Aquaman 2, many of the signatures were found to be from bots.
Yeah, I mean, I think the word algorithm is really key there, right? This is how we understand this. As much as this is a drama about people who have been famous for decades and one of the biggest movie stars of the 2000s and the 2010s, it's also worth understanding that this is fundamentally a technology story. These platforms, whether it's TikTok or any of the other ones out there, even some of the niche ones, operate based on algorithms. They show you what you want to see. And in an era where I think we're looking for some distractions, this has really been algorithmic dynamite, right? So much of this information comes across your screen. And I was struck by the clips you were playing of the trial itself. This is not easy to listen to. Domestic violence is a scary, real, and very legitimate problem. And both of them have been alleged to have committed it. But algorithms are treating this in certain ways like a viral recipe or video or something like a viral dance. The content is really harsh, and yet those algorithms are promoting it. And I'll point out two things here as well that, I don't blame the platforms for this. This is how the algorithms work. The more eyeballs they get, the more ad dollars they get. And creators understand that too. You were talking about lip syncs earlier. Lance Bass from the US pop band NSYNC was recently criticized for doing a lip sync of some trial audio. And obviously for him, he assumed the algorithm would bump that up. He'd get more eyeballs and perhaps more fans tuning into his, Instagram and TikTok pages. That has nothing to do with the platforms themselves and everything to do with the creators who can even make money off of this by creating a viral video. They can make thousands with the right take likely in favor of Johnny Depp and against Amber Heard.
Ben, we are leaving it there for the moment. Thanks very much for joining us with those perspectives. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.